Parker for MMH, the home of rock radio. Guess who I'm joined by today? The awesome, fabulous Rachel Bolan from the amazing Skid Row.
Hi, Caz.
Welcome.
Hi.
We are here at KK Steel Mill in Wolverhampton, and it is, unbelievably, it's the first night of the UK leg of the massive tour that's then going to go to Europe and then going to go to Australia as well. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's an honour to be here on the first night. I'm really excited.
It's, we're excited. We haven't been in the UK, since before COVID.
No.
Right. So I think we did an interview last time.
We did.
Yeah. And
you've grown your hair since then as well.
It's my COVID
That's
hair.
how long this
Yeah,
has been going on. This is the COVID hair.
I have my COVID hair. And I've gotten lots of requests not to cut it, but I forgot what a pain long hair was to take care of.
It is a pain, and it's a very windy day as well, so you've probably been suffering a little bit, hence
Yeah.
the beanie hat.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
keep it long, do it.
I'll keep it for a while.
We can do a vote afterwards.
Oh boy.
Vote for long or short. Either way is good, it doesn't matter. But so how are you doing anyway? How's it feel to be here in the UK?
Oh, it's great. Like I said, it's been a long time since we've been here, and we're starting off. New record came out the other day. We have a single. All the singles have been doing great over here. Time Bomb is doing exceptional, and it's a really good feeling to have all this positive energy coming our way.
Yeah. I mean, there is so much going on at the moment, and I kind of want to cover a lot of it, in fact all of it today.
Okay.
But I feel like there's so much to talk about. So I was going to start with, because the last time we did an interview, there was no Erik. It was pre-COVID. It was pre-Erik as well. So
Yeah.
let's kind of start there. I mean, we've kind of talked about this anyway, but it's been a fantastic move for you guys. Seems to have been incredibly well received. I mean, just tell us about how it feels to have him on board and how it's been working.
Man, I couldn't write this. In a book. There were so many changes that took place over such a small, short course of time. We changed record labels, we changed management, we changed agents, and while in the studio, we changed singers. And Erik was, when last time I saw you, Heat was opening for Skid Row. They were on tour with us, I believe, and my ear was always going to that stage. I was like, man, this kid can really, really sing well. And I saw a few shows, but we never really connected. We saw each other in the hallway. They were on the way out. We were on our way up. Like, hi, that was it. So in my head, I'm like, maybe when if Skid Row ever has some downtime, I'll give him a ring and maybe do a side project with him or something. Well, we never got to exchange numbers. So when it came time to make the decision to get a new vocalist, he was the first on our list, and I just hit him up on Instagram. That's the only way. And just at that moment, he had, like, really recently before that, he had done a cover of 18 and Light.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
On his YouTube channel. Yeah. And I sent it to the guys and our producer, and everyone was like, oh man, this is really good, and why don't you reach out to him? So I did. Yeah. And it was receptive. He got right back to me. He emailed me, and we were chatting on Zoom, and we just decided it was originally just a fill-in for a few dates. Yeah. And when we decided that we were going to make the move, we said, hey man, it was kind of like a silent, sneaky audition. We thought we were being sneaky, but he knew damn well what was going on. Yeah. So we sent him a couple songs. We sent them the song Gang's All Here and the song Resurrected, and they came back, and everyone had the same reaction, including Nick. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. That's all anyone kept saying of the five other guys. And we were just like, well, let's just ask him to be in the band, see if he wants to do it. Who knows? We know he's recovering from bone marrow transplant. He might not even want to be in a band. He might, who knows? And so Snake and I got on a Zoom with Erik and asked him to be in the band. He was like, yeah, of course. He goes, I'm trying to process it and get my head around. Yeah. And then it's just been like, Yeah,
it's been amazing.
He just fits so perfectly vocally perfectly for this band. And just as a guy, because he has the same work ethic, he has the same sense of humor, or offbeat sense of humor that really no one outside the rest of us really understands, and it fits so well and so it was just so easy, you know.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It all seems to have worked out. I mean, I do think he's kind of the scene's sweetheart. You know, with all the stuff, everybody loved him in Heat. With all the stuff he went through with his health, everyone was just supporting him and loving him. And then when this happened, you know, Heat are great. They've done, you know, it's all good with them. Kenny slotted right back in. No one's going, oh, this hasn't worked. Seems to have just worked out. The universe has literally gone, this is going to work out for both
We say that all the
bands.
time, yeah.
I mean, how? It's just, normally there's some kind of bad reaction, but for neither band, I don't
No,
think there has been.
it's been
amazing.
crazy. It's been really crazy. And yeah, like our original Skid Row fans and new Skid Row fans alike just love him.
Yeah.
Love him, absolutely.
He's got a personality for it as well, hasn't he? So you've been doing loads of shows in America. Has there been a particular highlight so far?
Well, our first set of shows was a residency with the Scorpions in Las Vegas. And
it's pretty epic.
Yeah,
in itself.
being such a Scorpions fan, it was pretty incredible. But I mean, he got there. We met him finally face to face. He had recorded now 80% of the record in his house in Sweden. So he got there on a Tuesday. We rehearsed Wednesday, Thursday, took Friday off, and our first show was on that Saturday. So we knew him for about 4 days in person. You know, we Zoomed, did some band Zooms, but you know, you never know what's going to happen. And he's always like, man, you guys took a big chance on me. And I go, well, you took 4 big chances on us, dude. You know, so it just worked out really well, and he was just so prepared and just, you know, and just the story.
Of course.
Yeah, total pro. So it's been working out absolutely great. And what's funny is people ask, so is he going to be on the next record? It's like, he is in the band, people. He is in the band.
Yeah.
You know.
That's it. Done now.
Done
now.
No more rumors.
So okay, this is the first night then, as we already said, of this whole leg of the tour. So what can people expect of it? Because there's still plenty of time for them to buy more tickets for more shows. So let's sell it into them. What are they gonna get? From
It's gonna be all the fire and energy and more now that you're used to at a Skid Row show. That you know you're gonna hear all the songs you want to hear. You're going to hear some of our new songs off the new record, and some that you may not expect to be in the show. So we're trying to cover all our bases, and it's exciting. We've modified our stage set, so we're excited about the aesthetics of everything. And it's just a brand new start, but it's going to be, you know, the high energy that you expect from this band. Maybe even a little more, because now our front man is over 20 years younger than we are, so we got to keep up with him.
Yeah, and he's nuts as well, so you know.
He's absolutely crazy. He's a wild man.
All right then, random question chucked in there. What's your favourite track to play live? And I know this is a bit like saying choose your favourite child, because you must love all your tracks, but
boy, it's
what stands out for you is
as far as like the old stuff, it's Piece of Me is a favorite. When we get to Youth Gone Wild. Yeah. I love playing that, but now like we have Time Bomb in the set, and I just absolutely love playing that. I'm worn out by the end of it because there's so much bass in it. But, no, I'm kidding. But those are my faves. Yeah,
I think Time Bomb's probably my favourite on the new album actually.
Yeah, I keep if I listen to it, I'm like, oh, I do like that, but then I love Not Dead Yet, and then I have a different favorite every week.
I know Nowhere Fast as well is up there.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only had it for a week, so I've only been able to play it so many times because I tend to listen in the car. But I was thinking, which ones are standing out for me? October's song as well.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So,
That's I love that song. We worked on that quite a bit to get it right. So just all the work that went into the song and its subject matter. It's pretty cool too.
Well, you guys know how to do a ballad, don't you? Let's face it.
I don't really, because do you think that?
No, I know.
A ballad? It's more like a slow song to me.
It's a slow song, yeah. You're quite
song.
right. It isn't really a ballad, is it? Because that implies it's more of a soppy love song.
Lovey-dovey. Well, the one thing, Nick, he's like, man, he's like, let's not do ballads, because we had a bunch written that we all thought were pretty good. And he's like, man, unless you have something better than 18 in Life or I Remember You, let's just skip the whole ballads altogether.
And I remember you telling me Quicksand Jesus was one of your favourites.
Yep.
So,
I love playing that song. That's another one. Yeah. How could I forget?
You
Yeah.
see, can't forget. And I remember these things. Well, I don't remember these things. I replayed our last interview just so I didn't ask you the same
Oh.
questions again. Because I thought, can't ask you the same stuff again.
Yeah, that's
that
funny.
would be bad. All right then. So we are talking about the album, and one question I have. We were talking last time about Chapter 3 of United Will Rebellion. Is that this reincarnated?
No.
Because it was going to be an album, wasn't it? Or is that just parked for a while?
It
or
was,
what's
yeah.
going on?
Everything is parked,
Okay.
and we're gonna get to that later down the road.
Okay.
But yeah, we just wanted to get a brand new, fresh start, like hit the reset button since Erik joined the band, and just take it on, and here we are. Here's our comeback.
Makes all sorts of sense.
It does.
It does, and it works. And I think there's something nice about the gang's all here, because it's like, it's just, he's in. That's it. Like you said,
exactly.
He's in the band.
We are ready
There's
to
no
go.
Debates. That's
Let's
it.
go do damage.
Yeah. All right. So in the UK, you've pretty much just arrived. So you've been loads of times before, obviously. But is there anything that you kind of look forward to when you come to the UK? And I'm talking things like food, drink, because there's some things that we definitely do really well. And we do beer well, we do chocolate well, we do curries really well. Is there anything that you don't get in America that you go, when I get to the UK, that's what I'm having?
Tomorrow we're in Brighton, and it is my absolute favorite fish and chip shop. The Madeira Cafe under the bridge. Under the bridge in Brighton. I think it's on Madeira Drive. But I've been I saw that on the schedule. I'm like, thank God, I cannot wait. I don't care how cold it is out, how if it's raining or not, and I'd make a trip there to have
gotta
fish
be
and
done.
chips. Yep, has to be done.
Yeah.
Old Speckled Hen too. We're big fans of Old Speckled Hen, so we were drinking that for Rob's birthday.
Hi Rob, happy birthday.
Am I interrupting?
Yeah, a little bit.
Little
Don't
bit.
worry.
Alright,
It's,
well, since you already said hello, Rob. Hi, everyone.
it's real life, isn't it? This is what happens.
This
We're in
is
the green room.
We're in the
so,
green room.
It's all good.
That's why I wore my green jacket.
exactly. No, that's cool. So, all right then. Of all the things you've been getting up to recently, then, what's been your favourite thing? Is there anything that you just think, my favourite thing was this?
Here or just in general?
Anywhere, really, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not a big fan of recording in the studio. The way, but with this record and working with Nick Raskulinix was very, very different. He really we just completely shredded these songs down to the skeleton and rebuilt them. Most of them. Some of them are still pretty close to the way they were written, but and just the way his process is different than we've ever worked. And then Erik, just seeing Erik excel at all these vocal tracks has been absolutely incredible. And the way we did it, I'm not saying I'd ever want to do it again with him recording remotely and us, like him sending us stuff and sending it to Nick. Like him and Nick would go over everything. We'd send him the basic, like melody, here, do your thing. He'd send it to Nick. Nick would be, here, try this. Then they would send it to us, and then we'd start going through it. I don't ever want to do it like that again. That was very stressful. But it worked, and the process of recording has got me so excited to do it again.
Yeah.
And Skid Row typically doesn't release albums for, in short periods of time. It's usually like 6 to 8 years.
Right.
We've already started writing the next record, which is great because now we have another creative force in the band. First singer we've ever had that played an instrument. He plays a little piano. He plays guitar very well, and he's very knowledgeable of harmony and just passages here and there, and it's just really, really cool to have another creative force in the band. So now there's all 5 of us. That's been my favorite thing, over the past few years, of just the whole production and building process of these songs.
Oh, that's really cool. I'm glad I asked that question now.
Yeah.
I felt like I was repeating myself a little bit, but that's new insight. I like it.
There you go.
So in terms of new insight then, is there anything else? I feel like there's so much going on. This is a bit of a naughty question really, but is there anything that's going to come up or coming up or in the pipeline that you can tell us about? Because we do like a little sneaky exclusive at MMH. So, well, could there be anything coming up?
Well, actually, the show in London is being filmed for DVD.
Okay.
A live
There
DVD.
we go.
Yeah.
You
And
first. Maybe not, but I'm going to claim it as an exclusive.
Yeah. So, that's going to be, we've never recorded a live album per se, like set up to record and really concentrated on it. So we're doing that for the DVD, which there may be an album to come with it. You know, another one of my favorite things is all the vinyl that's coming out, because I'm a vinyl junkie, right? And like, it's just so cool, Caz, to see like when you have an idea and seeing it come to life, because creating is what I do and what I love to do. And just seeing, talking to the label, okay, we want to do red vinyl, white vinyl, black vinyl, this and that. I go, what about a splatter vinyl where it all just looks splatter?
That's the greatest
thing. And he's like, yeah, we could probably do that. And it's like, cool. And then I'm holding it in my house and I'm putting it on my turntable. I'm like, yes, it came another idea that came to life, and that's my favorite thing.
And you know what? Because I think there's something really special about owning vinyl anyway. I mean, I never sold a single one of my vinyls. I've got everything from way back, from since I was buying stuff when I was born, but all that. But like nowadays, like I still buy CDs to support bands, but I have no real anywhere to play them because my car doesn't have a CD player. It's just plug the phone in. So I'll buy the CD and I'll put it away. Just it's nice to hold. So it's actually nicer to buy a vinyl if you're just going to have something to put away as a souvenir and as I'm supporting the band a bit more than downloading on Spotify or anything.
Right.
Vinyl's something just that bit more special. Well, maybe a lot more special, really, than CDs. So.
I agree. I'm so glad it's a thing again.
Me too.
Like, just I remember years ago. I mean, I'm talking about 10 years ago when it kind of resurfaced. Yeah. And I was talking to a guy from a label, and he's like, "Man, vinyl is actually making up at that time about 10 to 15% of their physical sales." And I was like, wow. Yeah. I'm like, I wonder if that'll catch on again. So, boy, did it ever. And I just love that feeling and that sound of when a needle first hits the album and you hear a couple clicks and then the songs bust in. It's so cool.
Yeah, there is something lovely about it, and it just makes so much more sense if you're going to physically put music on instead of just connecting to a smart speaker to do something like and have it sound different.
I know. I love it.
It is so lovely.
Yeah,
I love it. I still haven't quite got the right setup at home. My speakers aren't good enough. You know, when you're like, I'm so annoyed. But I'm still buying all the vinyl. I do vinyl DJing sometimes as well, which is really fun, like with the headphones and actually doing all that.
Awesome.
I know, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Right, okay. Well, I like that. That was a bit of an exclusive. So, how do you feel about a few random questions? I know I did some at you before, so we'll do some that are normal and sensible, and then maybe you talked about band banter. We'll go a little bit silly in a bit because I didn't do that to you last time.
Okay.
So there'll be a little bit of silliness. So we'll start off with not so silly questions. So have you? Hello, Erik. Another one. This is really cool. We're sat here. We'll just popping their heads in. Okay. So have you ever had an embarrassing moment? Let's say on stage.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Okay, so the last time, this is going back quite a few years, last time we played the festival at home, Rocklahoma. I don't know, have you ever been to that one?
Haven't been to it, but I've heard of it. I see loads of people going.
Yeah, so there was a little kid that was looking over the wall and just like really strange to look over. So I got as close to the edge of the stage as I could and I gave her a pick. Yeah. And she took it. And when I went to step backwards, there was the backup microphone was laying coiled up on the stage. And I hit it, and it just rolled. And I literally looked like a cartoon. My feet went up, and I came down flat on my back. Oh, no. Like, completely flat. And it's a cement stage. Thankfully, I didn't hit my head, but I was flat on my back, and all I could see is all the VIPs. There's, like, way up, like, almost as high as the lighting rig. There's a VIP, we call it the crow's nest, and they're all looking down at me going, oh! So I didn't know what to do, so I just started making snow angels, and my bass is ringing. I bent the tuner on one of them. Oh my God, yeah. That was, I can't believe no one caught that on.
That was going to be my next question. Was everybody looking down like that with the
I
cameras?
Wish. I so wanted to see that.
Yeah, because most people say, I'm so glad there weren't camera phones back then, or whatever. Like
it had to be hilarious because I just saw my feet, like even, and I was on my back.
Nobody can. Yeah. I would have been there.
It knocked the wind out of me and everything. I was just like, so I just started doing.
And did the show just go on? Did you?
It kept going on. And of course it had to happen during 18 in Life, where everything is just like so much more quiet. So the sound it made was just It sounded like somebody dropped an anvil or something. It was crazy.
But then you have to just go, didn't hurt, it's fine.
I'm all good.
Everything's good. Totally fine.
I didn't hurt until the next day when the adrenaline wasn't still running through my body. I was like, oh wow, this really hurts.
Yeah, mystery bruises, not such a mystery. We know where they came from.
Yeah, exactly.
All right then. So you've been in the music industry a number of years.
Yeah.
We won't say like ages and ages, because we don't want to feel old, do we? But a number of years. So there's probably lots of stories and memories. But my question around this is, if you had a time machine, would you go back in the past, relive some of it, change it, keep it the same, or would you go into the future and have a little snoop and maybe have a little mess around there? Past or future?
I future.
Would you?
Without a doubt. I would love to see what's coming up, because I feel that there is so much coming up for Skid Row.
Okay.
You know, since all these changes and since we put out this new record and all this, like I was saying, this positive energy coming our way. I would really love to, not really super far. Like I don't want to see when I retire. I just want to see. Let's go down a year or two and just see the direction.
Yeah.
You know, you're not supposed to cause a paradox, but whatever.
You can't change anything if you go in the future. The slightest thing, and everything could change. Yeah, exactly.
Mess
We've
everything
all
up.
seen that episode of The Simpsons, probably.
That's right.
With the toaster time machine.
Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Don't sneeze, for God's sake. All that stuff. Okay, so if there was one thing you could bring back from the 80s, just one thing, what would it be?
Oh, I'm sure there's some pants I'd like to fit into again.
Some old stage pants.
Yeah, I mean, man, the 80s, you know, and the 90s were a lot of fun. So much different. I'm really glad that it wasn't just a passing thing. Like, of course it passes and other things, phases come through, but to see how it's come back and see, like, I'm seeing styles again of like high-waisted jeans and stuff like that. It's blowing my mind, you know. Would I wear it again? Would I try? Probably not, but it's just really cool to see that it has had an effect on generations into the future from when it was, you know.
Fashion's cyclical, isn't it? It does come back.
Yeah,
No one's brought back the big hair though, have they?
No.
Not the proper big hair.
Yeah.
Not like it was back then with all the hairspray and the back combing.
No, Aquanet in a pink can.
No, exactly. Yeah. I'm sort of glad, because I can't go back there again. It was just a nightmare. I used to curl tongue it, back comb it, spray it in layers so it didn't move. It's really bad.
See, long hair, too much work.
That hole in the ozone layer, that's probably my me and everybody else, definitely.
Yeah.
All right then, if you could sit down for a chat with one of your musical heroes, dead or alive, who would you choose?
Mark Bolan, without a doubt. Just to see, and David Bowie. Paul McCartney too. He's alive. I would love to talk to Paul. Wow, would I love to talk to Paul McCartney? I always hear I've had friends that have met him, and they're like, he's just a regular dude. He's, you know, you're sitting there going, oh my God, it's the Beatles, Paul McCartney, Paul. And he's just like, he'll start talking to you about stuff, you know, talk regular dude stuff, you know. And I'm like, I would really love it. And plus he's one of my biggest influences as far as songwriter and bass player, and you know, it's just like, as far as living, it would be him. As far as past, it would be Mark Bolan, David Bowie.
Marvellous. Great answers. Yeah, I'm not chatting to any of them. Oh, I've already asked you that one. Oh, hang on, I remembered something. So I asked you before, who would you get to play you in the film of your life, and you said Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Hello. Next question then, to add to that, which band would you have play the soundtrack? It can't be Skid Row. Any band you like, play or write.
That's a tough one.
See, I feel like I could guess the answer, but do you want to know how?
Like still around, a band that's still around?
You can pick any, because it's a made-up question, so he doesn't.
Okay.
Have to
Well, there's three I can think of off the top of my head. Okay, Ramones.
Yes, and that's the one I would have picked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iggy Pop.
Okay.
Foo Fighters.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great choices.
Yeah.
Well, yes, when it happens, perhaps we could get in touch with Dave Grohl. Perhaps he'll be watching this interview and he'll go, right, mental notes when we do Rachel Bolan's film of his life. We're in there. All right, then, if you could possess any superhero power, they're starting to get weird, by the way. What superhero power would you love to possess?
Oh, I want to run fast. I want to be able to run really fast. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you going to run? Just everywhere.
Just run if I want to run down the street in like a split second. That would be really cool. Like the Flash, just is gone, you know.
do you know, I often look at, you know when you stick a dog in a field and it just goes, choo, choo,
Yeah.
and it just runs around, the happiest it's ever been.
Yeah.
And I always think, wouldn't it be ace to like just be a dog and just run, and that's the best time you can have.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like that, although it's not superhero fast, but I do get that.
Yeah.
There must be something fun. And you get places quicker. That might save a bit of time.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you could carry much though.
I don't know. Huh.
You'd have to run
Curious.
there, run back, get some stuff,
Just
or
a
get
little
someone
bit.
else to drive there with all your stuff.
Yeah, you could put that on the plane and we'll just get there
Yeah,
after
yeah.
you do.
Send us on the plane and you go for a long run.
Yeah.
It'll be alright. You need some swimming powers as well if you're going over the ocean.
True.
Or flying. I've spoiled your answer. Sorry. You're just going to have to sprint in a few places. This is, I mean, random questions. They're just all about being a little bit silly,
Okay.
bringing a bit of personality out rather than the usual questions.
Gotcha.
So, you know, there's no right or wrong answer to any of these. Now, we've talked about cats quite a lot because we both like cats. If you could be any animal. No, actually, let's change it. If you could just pick a part of an animal to attach to you to make life as a human more fun, which bit would you pick?
Oh, wow.
You know, like a mermaid or like...
Yeah,
I don't know.
wow.
Oh, you could be a cat. You could be a caterpillar with 100 legs. You could go fast then. Centipede.
True. It might be like a cat's tail because that's all their balance, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if I am going to be running fast, I'm going to need some good balance.
Yeah.
But
It's a mood indicator as well, isn't it? It's like, I'm not in a good mood. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I think a cat's tail would be perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
We could probably arrange that. We could get you a stick on one. See how you feel about it. All right then. Have you got? Oh, this is slightly random. Do you have, or who was your most embarrassing childhood crush?
Oh, most embarrassing childhood crush.
If you can't think of one that's embarrassing, just childhood crush will do.
Well, let's see. Yeah, it's not really embarrassing, but when I was younger, when Justine Bateman, like I had a huge crush on her when I guess I was in high school. What was the name of the show? With Michael J. Fox.
Oh, see, I don't think I know who.
Family Ties.
Okay,
Family Ties.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Michael J. Fox and Justine Bateman played this.
Right.
I had a crush on her.
Did you have posters on your wall?
I did not. I had a huge crush on Deborah Harry, so I had her posters all on my wall. And then eventually, later in life, I got to meet her, and it kind of blew my mind because I didn't know she lived with my friend. He just kept referring to her as Debbie. Yeah, my roommate Debbie. And so he used to make clothes, and probably still does. And he was making. I had to go for a fitting.
Yeah.
And he goes, if I'm not there, Debbie she'll let you in, or if I don't hear the door, Debbie will let you in. And they lived in a winged apartment, so it was 2 apartments that just shared a kitchen and a living room.
Yeah.
Like 2 very big apartments. So I buzzed the door, and they let me in from the street. I heard a woman's voice. I was like, oh, that must be his roommate. And so I walk up, and I ring the doorbell, and the door opens, and I look up and I see the Andy Warhol, the actual Andy Warhol of Deborah Harry, and that's the first thing I look up, and I was thinking, wow, they got a big ass copy of that thing, and then I look, and it's Deborah Harry answering the door, and I'm just going rewinding. It's like, oh yeah, my roommate Deb, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, he could have told me.
He could have said.
I didn't know what to say. I was just like, because I immediately went to all the posters on my wall, and I was just like, this is crazy. And she was really funny because she was mad at him for not separating the recycling, and she was venting to me. After the first 2 seconds, I knew her.
That's so good.
It was great. It was really.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, this is so cool.
Proper fanboy moment as well. When was that? How many? Like, was that in the days of? Were you able to go? Just get a selfie, or was this like way before?
Oh, this was like 95.
No selfies.
No selfies.
Because I'd have been tempted. I was a massive fan when I was a little kid. I just wanted to be her.
Yeah.
So,
Blondie's great. I love that band, and now Glenn Matlock from the Pistols plays in Blondie. He plays bass in Blondie, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. See, again, these random questions, they bring out stories you won't find out otherwise.
That's right.
That story would never have come out if I hadn't have asked you that.
That's true.
So, all right then. I'm not going to do those ones. I'm going to do. Do you want to do a few would you rathers?
Sure.
I like would you rathers because they're very simple. There's no right or wrong again because they're all wrong really. I know. Wait till you hear some of them. You'll be like, what's the actual? She found these from. Okay, we'll start off with. Okay, this was going to start off easy. If you had to choose, would you choose to have the General Lee or Knight Rider's kit as your vehicle?
Knight Rider.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's black. It's all black.
And also it drives itself.
Yeah.
If you want it to. Turbo boost as well.
And you can carry on a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, he was a little bit annoying, but it would be fine. If you're on your own, you've got someone to talk to, and all the gadgets. I mean, they're both cool, so it's quite a difficult one.
He gives you sound advice as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I suppose. I can't remember any advice.
Generally, the doors don't even open.
That's true, and that would become really annoying after a while, wouldn't it? I've often thought of that. I've often thought, what if I was wearing a dress and I had to get in through a window? It's not a simple thing for a girl.
Exactly, yeah.
That's why Daisy always wore shorts, I expect. They used to pick her up and scoop her in.
That's right.
That'd be me. Pick me up. Yeah. Oh, right, okay then. These are going to get weirder now. So would you rather cry every time you have sex or burp every time someone kisses you?
I'd definitely rather burp every time someone kisses me.
You don't want to be that guy that's crying.
It might kind of kill my game if I cried every time.
Yeah.
What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy. Yeah. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Mind you, the burping might be a bit
rank,
but you could get over that, couldn't you? You could be like, really quick kiss. Right, let's get on with it. There'll be no
tears. Force it out through your nose.
No tears. Yeah, exactly. All right, then. They're getting weirder. Would you rather have ball bags for eyelids or a willy for a nose?
Wait, what for eyelids? Ball bags? Oh boy.
Sorry, I told you they're going to get weird.
Maybe the nose.
Okay,
I mean,
the nose.
I can't be that far
Just
off at this point. So yeah. You could always.
Although no one would see because you like your sunglasses, so you'd be alright with the ball bags. You get away with that.
That's true. With the pressure.
The nose is right there.
The pressure.
Yeah.
Like they hopefully wouldn't have all the functions.
Yeah, well they would because it's in this.
Boy, sneezing would be something
interesting. Yeah,
completely different.
It's got all the functions. Yeah,
oh.
And if you're excited,
okay, I'm gonna change my answer.
Yeah.
I don't like people knowing that. I always wear sunglasses anyway, so we're good.
We'll go with the ball bags. All right then. Slight variation on this. We're nearly done. We've only got 3 more to go, and then I'll let you live your life like a normal human instead of this weird interview. Vaginas for ears or penises for arms?
Vaginas for ears.
Straight away, in there.
Because
no
look, I could.
Yeah. This is all about hiding it and being discreet.
Do I get my monthly?
You can't hear anything there, but that's fine. At least no one knows.
All right.
Mind you, you won't be able to play the bass very well.
Yeah.
Penis arms, unless you've got some little hands.
That's right. Yeah. No, I'll definitely go for the vagina ears.
And no more thought than that needs to go into it, really.
No. Well, there is a few thoughts, like there would be extra shopping to do. You know, you have the schedule. You know, would I get in a bad mood? Like.
No, that's not happening. It's just the niceness. You can just have a little tickle of it.
The outside. Okay. Yeah. It's just the outside.
Yeah,
okay, good.
You don't get you don't get the nasty stuff.
Okay, good. All right, good.
It's a good job I wrote these questions, so I know all the answers if I'm asked them. This is a very new one that I've just added. Would you rather sweat, milk, or jam?
Jam. I'm allergic to milk.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And also, I think that's the right answer because at least you'd be like sweet and it might be sticky, but at least you'd be sweet and tasty. Whereas milk, I don't know, who'd want to lick that? Or like,
sour.
It's not going to be a good thing, is it?
No.
Anyway, this is the best question you're ever going to be asked. Well, it's my favourite question.
Okay.
In the whole world, it's the weirdest one you're ever going to be asked.
Okay.
Would you rather have a 12-inch belly button that sways to the music, or accordions for legs?
I guess the belly button, I don't know, it would be hard to walk on accordions.
It would, but
it would be so loud and annoying.
It would be loud and annoying. And I've thought this through, actually.
How long's a belly button again?
12 inches, so only about this long, and it sways to the music. Any music, anywhere, anytime.
You could always tape it to the side, I suppose.
No, it's got to come out and be seen. That's the point of it.
All right. Well, I'll deal with that.
Deal with that
instead of the.
Because you can imagine at home, like you'd annoy yourself after a while. I think.
Oh yeah.
You'd just be like, oh no, shut up! I can't move. I can't move. Will someone fetch me stuff? Otherwise, we've got to have the accordions.
Yeah, I mean, even just when you change position in bed while you're sleeping, it's going.
It's impossible to make the noise of an accordion as well. I've tried several times when I asked this question. Right, okay, we're back to something sensible now, because that's the weirdest I can possibly go. I can't think of anything weirder than that. That's why I like it so much.
Oh, shit, that's funny.
See, this is how it goes with me. You get one tame interview, and then second time around, you get weird.
There you go.
So, as a closer, because I asked you a legacy question before, and you had a lovely, lovely answer, but here's a new one. Do you have a piece of wisdom or advice that you could give to people who are watching this to keep them positive and happy?
Yeah, when man, I'm living proof. Like I know, like sometimes, and especially the last 2 years, life got really, really difficult at times. and things in America changed a lot, and whether it's political or just because of the damn coronavirus and all that, things were got bad, at least here and there, I think, for everyone at some point. After all that, like, for me personally, to come out with the one thing that is my lifeblood is this band, one of the things, and to come out like just kind of on top of things and just in such a positive light, I think it could happen for everyone. So you know, there are going to be times for everybody, I think, that it just seems like almost feel like giving up hope or giving up whatever, but you really have to stay the course, and you really have to just convince yourself, like, you know what, it could be worse. You know, and someone who is teaching me that every day is Erik. When I hear him tell stories about the illness that he went through, and just his mindset through the whole thing, and I'm thinking of stuff that gets me down, and I'm like, this doesn't hold a candle to what he went through, and the way he just approached it, and just he was just swinging, you know, and he you know, that taught me a lot, and that kind of illustrated the point in my own head, or illustrates the point that I'm saying now. Is like, yeah, sometimes things are really bad, but you just have to force yourself, if need be, to just think positive and think on the good side, and what might be on the other side of this pothole that life has thrown in front of you.
Get through it, learn from it, put it behind you, I guess.
Absolutely, and just set your sights on the future.
Well, most things come out okay in the end, don't they? Like you say. We get all sorts of shit thrown at us, so
Your whole life.
Yeah.
Your whole life. It's never going to stop. But it just depends on how you're going to approach it and how you're going to handle it. So handle it the best you can.
Stay positive.
And stay positive. That's right.
It's all going to be alright in the end. That's
right.
What we need to know. Thank you so much, Rachel.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's been fab. Sorry I went a bit weird on you.
Oh, I love it. I love those kind of questions.
It's no good saying to me, Erik fits in really well with all the bands we have. I'm like, that banter. Brilliant. I'm on it.
Yeah.
So, well, anyway, I've been Caz Parker for MMH, the home of rock radio. He's been Rachel Bolan for Skid Row. We've been at KK's in Wolverhampton at the start of the tour. So listen, if you're watching this, go and get tickets. There's loads of shows, too many for me to list, but like,
tons.
Go on the socials, have a look. And if you haven't got the new album yet, what are you doing? Go and get it. It's insanely good. It'll take you 2 seconds, download it, order a CD, go and buy a splattered vinyl. That'll make everything better.
Oh, so much.
So highly recommended. Go and do it. Thank you for listening, and thank you.
Thanks, hon.
You're welcome.